If you're learning Power BI or you're already building reports, building dashboard in Power BI, so here is like 5 DAX function that it's your go-to. You must know it as a Power BI developer or as a report builder. I use this in every of my client dashboard, every of the project I've worked on. It's majorly common thing I've worked with, and I use every single time, as long as it is Power BI project. So I'll be sharing with you just 5 DAX functions. I'm a backgrounder. I help businesses and analysts turn raw data into clarity by bringing clarity and visibility to the business. So in this video, we'll be diving into top 5 DAX function every analyst should know that you'll be using in every report or Power BI report that you currently like face or project you might want to deliver or business you want to provide solution to. So we'll be diving into those top 5 DAX function that ought to be learning in this video. So let's go right into it. Okay. DAX function that we'll be looking into is calculate. So calculate is one of the most powerful DAX function when you want to like solve business problem with Power BI. So how does calculate works? Calculate evaluates an expression in a context modified by filter. So anything you want to like express the calculation you want to do, you can apply more filter to it. So it can give you the satisfactory action you want to see. So the syntax of calculate here is it takes in the expression and you can add in multiple filters. You can see 1, 2, 3 more filters you can do. But sometimes the filters are optional. So it's not a must you put a filter, but because of the context transition of it, you can add a filter to it. So how does this work? Let's look at how it works. So this is a use case here, show total sales only for owner customer. So we have a table here that has category, customer, date, employee, orders, and products. And we have major table here that compute the total sales. So what this is saying is that, okay, go and look at the total sales here and show for only customer. That's what you want to like calculate with the DAX. That's business logic. So to achieve this first, you can just put your table here and put your table down here and come to your customer table. So you have this, you can just put the contact name, which is the customer name, and come to my measure table and put for total sales. So here now we have all the total sales. So you might want to like say, okay, let's see what is in the customer table. In the customer table, we have contact name title, which is where we have owner. So you can just say, okay, all the customer with owner, I will just come here. So what I will open is this filter pane and come to my contact title and drag it in this visual level filter. I'm going to look for owner. So we have these are the total sales. We have 175,953 of sales for all the customer that are owner customer, which is their title, owner customer here. So how can you compute that using your DAX to just have a single value? To calculate helps you to have a single value. So I'll just come to my measure table here, right click and select a new measure. So once you select a new measure, I will just put here owner customers and a new line, calculate. So don't forget the expression here, you can see the idea here, you can see the pop-up, which is the intelligence expression and filter. You can have filter one, filter two, multiple filter, but sometimes it's optional. But here we want like filter because we want to get a owner customer. So I'll put calculate total sales, which is a measure that I already have, calculating total sales. Put a comma, and then now I'm looking for customer contact title. So that I'll put where contact title equal to what? Owner. So in, and I'll close this in a new line. I will enter. That will compute that single record for me. So when I want to like use this, I can just select this measure and put owner customer. So this gives me their value in aggregate format or single format. So let's say what you want to do is just you need the total value for owner customer only. That's how you use calculate. Calculate helps you to like do a granular down and express in the type of context you want it to be. And this you can apply filter to any of these and will be dynamic. So instead of doing virtual level of what you do, calculate help you to resolve that. So you can do for many other things you want to do. That's how you apply calculate. The second DAX function that we're looking into is filter function. So in filter function return a table that has been filtered. So filter function always like return a table because filter function itself is a table. So when you filter a table, you return a table. Anything you filter will return a table for you using a filter function. But the funny thing about the fun part about filter function is it allow context translation. What is context translation? It means you can embed filter function into other DAX function to meet your need. Just like how we use calculate, you can embed filter function in calculate. You can embed filter function in any other type of function that you know can give you the aggregate of what you want to do. So here now we have a use case. You can see the syntax here. It takes in a table first, and the expression that you want to use to filter that table. That's what filter context take. Now we are using a use case here. We want to see all the numbers of customer where their total sales is greater than 50. So to achieve this, you can just pick this to show it to understand how you can achieve this. So one of the things about DAX is you need to understand that business logic first, be able to interpret it in normal layman before you translate it to logic. So you can just come here, where customer is a contact name and total sales. I'll just plug total sales here. Total sales is greater than 50. So here now, I need to look at that cell that is greater than 50. So I will come to this filter pane in visual level filter here and I'll say greater than 50,000 or apply filter. So it will show me the number of, you can see these are the customers that have total sales that are greater than 50. So here now to compute that, to know the count, you can say it's saying calculate number of customer, which is the count of the customer. Yeah, I know that it is 4 now, but how can you get a count? Because that's where filter comes in. I will just right click on the new measure. So filter function allows you to do more granularity, like more dig down of filtering in a table or in your calculation. So I will say number of customers greater than 50k equals to. So here I will use count tools because I want to know the number. So don't forget filter function returns a table. So and count tools takes in a table, you count the rows in a table. You look at the intelligence, it say count the number of rows in a table. So because of the context function of filter, I'm embedding the filter function into count tools because filter will return a table and count tools because I want to know the number of count and number of customers. So oops, I mistakenly clicked something, so it will not work. So here I will reference filter. I'll say go and look at customer table, go and count customers table, which is customers, where total sales is greater than 50,000. Now close that. Once I close that, you're expecting what? For count of customer. So as I come here and I select card visual is somewhere there and I pull number of customers. You can see that give us 4. It means it give us the number of the count of customers that have sales greater than 50,000, 50,000. So this is another DAX function that is super powerful that I use it today. I use every single time anytime I'm working or delivering a Power BI project or Power BI solution. And you come in handy for you to as a Power BI person or as a BI developer analyst that you want to answer business questions. So these are DAX questions, these are DAX functions that will help you. For the next DAX function that I use day to day is dates YTD. So this is dates YTD. It means dates year to date. Let's say you want to return value or sales or orders that are year to date. You want to return year to date only. You don't want to capture any other year that's been or any other dates that have been. You want to only return current year and to the current date that you have. You want to return something like that. That's where dates YTD works. So what this does is, oh, this should be dates YTD. So what it does is it returns a set of dates in a year up to the last date visible in the filter context. Exactly. So here now, let's say I want to return all the other like total sales. They show the order with order we have year to date and year to date. So if you look at in the date here, I think what is computed in the date is 2013 to 15. So for year to date, we should have 2015, which is 2015 value. And what you just show there is bring in a table. I will go to my orders. I'll go to my order table, bring in the order ID, and when you bring it here, you say don't summarize because the order ID is a number. So by Power BI automatically like aggregate numbers. So I'll say don't summarize, and I will bring my total sales here also. So now I want to see for year to date, which is 2015, based on the data, based on the dates we have in our data. So drag date. I'll go to my dates here, and I'll bring date to select for only that year. And I'll come to relative date. Now I'll come to no advanced filtering, and I'll select is on or after that year, 1st of 2015, and it's on or before 12/31st, 2015. Now apply the filter. So here, it means the number of orders I have year to date, the total sales I have year to date is 440,623.87. So to do that with DAX, when you want to like compute your year to date with DAX, you just come to your DAX measure, open a measure here, and you reference the DATESYTD function. So I'll just say year to date function or year to date sales. Year to date sales, go to calculate. So the year to date too is a context transition. You need to like put it into something that give it to you. So context transition, you can put it into another function to meet the dynamicity of what you want to achieve based on the business logic. So here I will reference the total sales. So it means calculate the total sales year to date, and I will put date YTD, and I will reference my date. Yeah, so that reference that, I'll just grab the card visual here and select year to date sales. And you can see here we have it's telling that we have 440.62K value as our year to date value. So for year to date value, note here for date YTD to work or any time intelligence function you want to use. For date YTD to work, you need to have a date table, which is a dedicated date table in your report. So that's where you can do time intelligence calculation, all these dates YTD to work. So yeah, you will find this file attached so you can pass this along and look at it also for how you can do all of that. We attach in the description. The fourth DAX function that we'll be looking here is divide. These are super handful and super useful that I use every single time of my analysis of Power BI project solution, and it will come to you at the day-to-day activities for you also. So divide was divide. Divide is the function that will give you the ability to undo division by zero. So if you have anything that is dividing by zero, when you divide something by zero, it give you error. In Excel, it will give you div error. It means this value that you are dividing by zero cannot be divided. You cannot divide it by zero. But divide gives you alternate. Let's say you have a value that contains zero and it is dividing by thing that is not containing zero, it will not throw you error. So you can use divide to bypass all of that. And example, let's open something. Let's just create a new measure here. Just create a new measure and I will say div zero error. So this one will give us error. I just want to do basic 9 divided by 0 and I run it. So when I put it into a card or I put it into a chart, you can see it's giving me infinity because I should not have it because I'm dividing by 0. So but now let's say okay, I want to modify this negative by 0, because I don't want to get anything of this value. I should get an alternate number that I want to get. If you look at the word syntax there, you have the numerator, the denominator, and alternate result. So the alternate result is what you want it to always return, even though the value is divided by 0. So here I will put divide in front of it. I'll say divide 9. Instead of this slash sign, I'll put comma. So divide 9 by 0. And then this is the alternate result that I want to get. I want to get 6. So if this is not divisible by 0, give me 6. And when I run this, instead of infinity, I will have 6. You can see that. So you can modify. Divide gives you when you are doing more of calculation and you want to bypass that 0 error, 0 division error. Divide helps you to specify the alternate result. You should always give anytime you encounter 0 as the denominator. So this will be for divide. So the last one of the 5 top tasks that I've been using that will come in handy for you is switch function. Switch function is just like a conditional function that help you to write your expression and say, okay, if this condition, just see switch function as ifs in Excel. When you want to like write multiple conditions, instead of you writing nested if, you can use ifs in Excel. So the ifs alternate in Power BI in DAX is switch. So it means if you want to compute multiple conditions, instead of you writing nested if, you can just write one function and it will capture for everything you want to do. So for example, let's switch function returns different results depending on the value of an expression. So here is the syntax: you put your expression and the value and the result. Else it will give you. So let's say for example here, let me bring customer. Maybe customer into a table down here, and I want to compute maybe segment for those customer, contact name, total sales. So you can create switch as a measure and as a column. But here I'll be creating a measure because I want to put it into this table. So um, I'll say segment. Let me name this segment. In this segment, I want to have switch. In this switch, I can put my expression. I will put true because everything I want to write, if you it should return the value if it is true. If it is not true, it should return any other value that I specify, which is else. Oh, error. Quickly press that. So if it is true, now I'm saying okay, if total sales, is greater than 10,000 and less than 20,000, and total sales is less than or equal to 20,000, comma. So what is the result I want it to give me? I want it to give me that okay, regular customer. I'll put comma because I still want to write more conditions. You can see it's telling me value 2. I'll shift and enter. I'll say okay, let me just replicate this. So instead of shift and enter, we can use alt and I'll use copy this, highlight, and alt alt shift arrow down. So yeah, alt shift arrow down means I want to copy what I have and put it in the next line. The alt keypad shift and arrow down. So here, if this is greater than 20 and less than equal to 50,000, not be regular customer, it should be over customer. So if it's not this, alt shift arrow down. So if it is greater than 50,000, it should return premium customer. Premium customer. Else, if it doesn't meet any condition of everything that if all this condition is not true, what it should give me? It should give me basic. basic purchase. And then I'll close this. I'm having some intelligence. I'll just commit this. So once I commit, I should have a measure that will say switch and segment here. So here now I can drag this in this table, and you can see for people that are less than 10,000, you can see basic purchase, regular customer. So switch functions allow you to be able to create segments, to categorize the type of expression that you want to do. You can do it for any other thing you want to do. Switch function is super handful. So these five DAX function is a must know for you as a BI consultant, BI developer, data analyst. I want to like provide solution, business solution with Power BI, and these are things I use regularly. 80% of my projects that I've done, these are must go to DAX for me that I do. So, and those are the five DAX functions that you should like hard and make sure you master, because they will always come in handy in all of your data projects, Power BI project, as far as your Power BI developer is concerned. So you need to pick that up. So how can you become better with DAX, or how can you become better with writing DAX more better? So the AI tips that I would like say you should like add to it to become better with DAX. If you know DAX has been giving you a headache and you don't know how to like write it, or you want to even become more better in this aspect. So first, I would say practice DAX every day. It might not be every day, maybe 2, 3 times in a week, but daily will actually go. And why I say every day is this: pick one business question and try to answer it with DAX. So that's the first thing. The second thing is open, like look for questions online. I will add some I will add some link in the description for 25 days of that of Cobalt. So it's one of the things that helped me when I was learning DAX also. So I'll add a link in the description so you can follow. I'll put it in the comments. So it's a DAX challenge, 25 days challenge that there will be a business question, and you need to provide answer to those business questions using DAX. And that will actually help you. If you can try that for 25 days, trust me, you'll become better with DAX. So those are tips I would like to say you should do. So another thing you like do, I will say, okay, anytime you're writing DAX, you try to comment your DAX so you can revisit it. So when you try to revisit, you can understand more better of what you do. So I will still add a link in the description also. I have a DAX term because I've written some business logics with DAX for different business use case and business solution. So I will add a link in the description also, like DAX term, but if anytime you want to write DAX or you have a business solution, things are like for common business, common industry, sales, marketing, and now you can compute this logic in DAX to meet those needs. So you don't need to cram anything. You don't even need to cram DAX. You just need to go to that DAX dump and look at what you need, the business logic, copy it and go and take it to the table that you have. So I have it on my GitHub, and you'll find the link in the description and in the comments also. So these are where you can become better with DAX. Practice daily. Look for challenges. One business question per day, that's good for you to like go, and before you know, you'll become better with it. So I'm planning to create more of DAX challenge on this channel also. Like I'll put it on my social. If you follow me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, I will just post a DAX challenge you need to like solve for you to become better with DAX, and then you come for the solution on the YouTube. So it's one of the plan I have in my upcoming videos. Let me know if you guys actually want it, so I can push the plan out and I can find myself around it. So if it's actually a great idea and you people actually want to like become better and you want to like learn, just let me know. So I'll work on that. This is a wrap for the 5 most known DAX function that you should know. I use this like 80% of any Power BI project or data project. Like as long as Power BI, 80% of it, like this 5 function I will just like walk through. I use it in every project that I work with as long as it's Power BI and I want to compare business logic. So you should know this, and you already know that already. So if you find this helpful and you find this insightful, kind of like, comment, and share to more people that want to like learn that. And you guys let me know in the comments if you want to like, if you want me to like put a challenge out to become better with that. So you can do that challenge on my social, whether on Twitter or LinkedIn, anyone that works. I can put it on both also, but I'll just need to grab something. I'll put a solution so we can just go along and become better together. So that'll be all for in this video, guys. So see you in the next video. Bye guys. See you.